no one really knows what to expect from the purple and gold this year. The most optimistic Laker fan knows they're not finals material, but even the biggest Laker hater knows they're not as bad as a lottery team. So where exactly do they fit? Me and Firas are going to tell you where that is and why this team's roster makes a whole lot more sense than it did 365 days ago. In the early action, preseason, it's clear Darvin Ham is focused on playing his big three together. Russ, LeBron, Anthony Davis have all shared minutes, and I expect them to do that through the rest of the preseason. And why? Because Darvin Ham wants to get them working together, wants to get them chemistry, wants to get them free-flowing. And it seems like it's working, at least so far.
You said it. You know, one of the biggest eyesores of last year, let's be real about it, was Russell Westbrook, right? The numbers were okay, but for a player of his stature, at the efficiency that he got those numbers, and just how poorly he played overall, it was bad, right? We've seen Russ. We know what we're going to see from LeBron. To me, the most important, point in this triangle is going to be AD. He's the youngest. He's still got the most left in the tank. He had a bad season last year. He's got a lot to prove. So I think this big three is poised to do things because Anthony Davis, we know he plays his best when the expectations are very low. We saw it in New Orleans, and hopefully we'll see it this time around,
Jeannie Buss was doing an interview where it was phrased to her that the Lakers hadn't really made any big offseason moves, right? Russell Westbrook's still on the roster. LeBron and AD are your focal points. So that was what I thought was a fair statement. But she pushed back. She said the big move was made by the front office bringing in Darvin Ham. And that shows how much faith she has in Darvin Ham to change the culture, change the on-court product for these Lakers, right? And it's clear he's doing some stuff differently, putting his print on the purple and gold. And you can see that. AD is now the focal point. And you can argue, he didn't really have a chance. He played 30 games last year to be the focal point. But either way, he's involved in almost every half-court action. Another big difference is Kendrick Nunn. He's back again, too. People really forget how good he was and how he was viewed once he was leaving Miami. I mean, he's averaged 15 every year he's been in the league. He's a certified bucket and can mix it up on the defensive end. You plug him in the starting lineup, that gives LeBron, AD, Russell Westbrook the spacing they so desperately need and more of it. Damian Jones, you plug him into your front court. That's looking like the other starting center alongside Anthony Davis. Instant athleticism. While he hasn't been a starter at any of his stops in his now 7-year, I believe, career, he can change some things at the rim, and that's a big difference.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. A lot of these guys are going to be able to get the opportunity that they haven't had a chance to show in other places, and I think the fact that they get to do it with the purple and gold on, man, is going to be that much more motivating to them. You touched on the new head coach, who I think, he's really gained the confidence of these guys, and to me, once you kind of get people remembering last season as what it is, a thing of the past. If Darvin Ham can get the best out of Westbrook, I think you'll be able to get the best out of the Los Angeles Lakers,
Well, that's fair to say. I don't even think this year's about Russell Westbrook. I think, like they said, that deal's on the table with Indiana. This looks bad enough. They can pull the trigger at any moment. Pat Bev's here. Dennis Schroeder's here. Russell Westbrook, we're giving you a shot, and it's your final shot. So you better make it work, and if it's not, you're out the door. I think this team, though, is better suited for LeBron and AD's skill sets. Because, again, if Russell doesn't work, bye-bye. Kendrick Nunn, you could potentially slide to the one. We let LeBron bring the ball up. If that doesn't work, we can go with Pat Beverly. If that doesn't work, we can go with Dennis Schroeder. But Pat Bev giving you defense while Schroeder gives you playmaking and shot creation, those are two good options to have. And then you got capable Swiss Army knife 3s, 4s, and 2s. You got Juan Toscano Anderson, Austin Reeves, Troy Brown, Marquise. I don't even think that guy's going to play, so I'm not going to mention him. He might not make opening day. But they've got some guys here that fit what LeBron likes to do, and that's space and pace. Pace and space. Running down the court, driving to the lane, and finding my shooters. So they didn't have shooters before. They got a couple now. It's going to make a difference. This team makes sense.
I think that Russell Westbrook can play a big role for this team. I think that if he has a breakout season per se, he could take them far. But like you mentioned, I don't think the Lakers are willing to bet all their chips on that again. At the end of the day, it's plus and minuses, right? That's what they're looking at. I think he will be on his way. And you talked about all these guys. You talked about the addition in terms of shooting and what they've been able to have and some of the guys they've been able to grow. One for me that stands out is Austin Reeves, given the season that he had last year, and he showed flashes that he can play a big role for them, being their new Luke Walton in Spurs, right? So say all that to say this: don't sleep on the Lakers, man. I think they're gonna prove a lot of people wrong. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. I'm not going to tell you that they're going to outright win a championship. We already know who else is in Los Angeles. We know about who's in the Bay. Phoenix might be in the mix somewhere. Dallas might be in the mix somewhere. So it's not like we're saying they're going to win a ring, but don't count the Lakers out just yet.
That's right. And I can see them sneaking up to a 5 seed. I can't see them getting them much further. But that's if things go right, which is very possible. Russ doesn't have to average a triple-double for that to happen. Anthony Davis does need to play 70 games. LeBron needs to play 70 games. But those are two things that have happened before. I mean, AD pushed back himself on the notion that he is injury-prone. He's just had some bad luck with big guys falling on him. And, that thing can happen. But one healthy season can change the narrative. We've seen it before. We can see it again.
Facts. At the end of the day, it's Lakers' spirit to find a way. They lost 8 times in a row with Jerry West, and they still found a way to eventually win one. So, the Lakers, they're gonna make their own way out.